What's up, guys? Welcome me back to the show. Thank you. Um, yeah, I've been on the road. As you know, it's episode number 36 of Hello Sports Tech. And today is just me. You've had quite a varied lineup for regular watchers of the show. A couple of weeks ago, we had, well, a week before that, we had Ben and me. That was the last one we've done together in a while. We had Alex from SportsTech Hub London, who came in on as the epic guest host a couple of weeks ago. Last week was just Ben. And today, you have just me. I would say saving the best for last, but this is not the last. We have many shows more to go. How's it been with you? Please tell me in the chat. That wasn't just a rhetorical question. I want to hear. The chat is there for that. I have been on the road a little bit, which is kind of great to see. It's kind of great to be, actually. I was in Belgium first for the launch of SportsTech Belgium, which was a super cool event. And then I managed to get myself to Ibiza for a SportsTech event. Man, if you're on our Instagram for SportsTech X or for Hello SportsTech, I think we put on one of those channels. The pictures of the event were stunning. Like I don't know how they managed to pull it off. It was called Sight. It's about sportainment. A bunch of really cool guys put that event together, including GSIC from Madrid, who you might have heard of. They're good friends of ours. But yeah, really cool event. So I've had a really good time getting a bit of sun because here in Berlin, it's not as bright. It's 6 p.m. and the light is already on. But yeah, there we go. But enough of going rounds and abouts. Episode 36 is good to go. As always, I'm glad to hear from you from in the chat. So let me know if you have something to say. I'm going to start with a nice little partnership. We got some news from the NBA and Google. Yeah, they are apparently getting closer together. Google has actually been interestingly investing a fair bit in the NBA. We know that they were supporting the WNBA. This was a few weeks ago. We covered a story where they were working with them on another initiative. This is for the NBA, of course, who just celebrated. This is the 75th year. I don't know if you guys follow the news of the 75 players, the new 25 that were added to the 50 greatest players that they had. I think it was 25 years ago exactly. Just creating these great lists of players and lots of big names included, some names left out, some controversy, but not really that much. Getting a collection of players like they have and celebrating them, that's what the NBA does really well. Anyway, now I digress. What are they doing with Google? Nice little graphic, no? With the G with the balls. So basically NBA and Google are going to invest to do some fan stuff. So Google Pixel is going to be the official fan phone of the NBA, the G League, and the 2K League, which I don't really know what the fan phone means. I guess if you own a Google Pixel, you will get some preloaded the NBA app, maybe some notifications are smoother, stuff like that. I'm not too sure. You're unlikely to get game passes, I'll say that much. But that's on one side. They're also the official search engine and search trends and fan insights partner. Now, this is a bit more interesting because actually on this link, they've shown some interesting stats about the searches of the NBA. You can see over from 2004 till 2021, how it's been in different parts of the world. Weirdly, to me, it all looks like the graphs are pretty much the same. I mean, obviously the slump is during the off season and it peaks, I assume, during the playoffs, which is where the slump is immediately following. But you can see how it's growing in different parts of the world. You can also see how it stacks up in the US versus worldwide, how there is increasing interest in the NBA. This is what the search results of Google show. The article also goes to talk about how they were part of the change makers earlier this year, the WNBA program. They will have a launch event during the opening NBA on TNT tip-off pregame show. They will announce a bunch of cool things around that partnership. Interestingly, I don't know if you saw this story. NBA on TNT, inside the NBA, if you guys, anybody is a fan of that show, with Shaq Barkley, the Jet, and Ernie Johnson, that show's moving. It used to be on Thursdays, and because Thursday nights NFLs are getting bigger and bigger, that show has officially now moved to Tuesday. They've already done their last episode. They're going to be on from Tuesdays, which is quite a statement. That show's been around for a long time, but such is the power of the NFL. Anyway, so that's about NBA and Google. Next up, we've got a more efficient system. This I learned from Alex, just to smoothly integrate between all the stories. GreenPark Sports, a company that I quite like. Actually, excuse me, I've got a bit of the sniffles. Oh, traveling, man. I'm not complaining, sorry. GreenPark Sports, a company that I really like. They've raised a lot of money for a couple of things. They're going to do an NFT drop. It seems like we can't go a show without talking about NFTs. But GreenPark Sports is going to do this. Why I like GreenPark Sports? The story is interesting. They've raised $31 million, which is a lot of money. They're going to accelerate product development, blah, blah, blah. But they want to be the de facto fan experience platform. That's what their CEO and founder, Ken Martin, says. To bring fans together in a uniquely social and immersive experience. That is the key word, because this is GreenPark Sports. What they do is they basically create they're talking about the sports metaverse, especially mobile. So the mobile metaverse for sports fans. This is their big promise. Now, if I can play this video and if it works properly, you'll see a little bit of what they're talking about. Yeah, and again, this is with the NBA, as you can see. So you can join squads, you can, there's a bit of fantasy sports layer. There is, I don't know if the video is playing properly. Yeah, there's fantasy, there's prediction. There are a bunch of different games, and there are digital avatars also that the game provides. And it's a bit of gaming and a bit of like creating your digital avatar so that you can become the number one fan and make yourself more active in the metaverse. That is the GreePark promise. This sports metaverse topic is super close to NFTs. Is something that we are going to talk about more and more on this channel, I'm sure, as more companies become aligned to this topic. But that's just what they do with the NBA. They also have partnerships with La Liga. They have partnerships with in other sports. Games. Unleash your inner super fan. Get social. Earn rewards. Blah blah blah. Represent your team in the sports metaverse. This is the GreenPark promise, and it's a company that I think does a pretty good job of it. Now, moving from the NBA into the NFL. Well, the NFL, of course, is back. As you know, Ben was in London a few weeks ago. Oh, sorry, guys, you'll have to bear with me a little bit. My apologies. But coming back to the NFL, as you know, that it was in London a few weeks ago. Ben was there as well to catch a game. The NFL is back in full swing, and the NFL remains committed to helmet technology. This is health and safety of players has been a big topic for them for a while now. This initiative, the NFL Helmet Challenge, was actually launched 2 years ago, not even last year. It was the year before last. And what they've done is in a culmination of the challenge, they've selected 3 companies who they've given $1.5 million. Each of them is given roughly 500,000. I don't know why it's not exactly 500,000. One of them got 490, one of them got 520. I don't know why the odd figures, but the point being that they invested $500,000 in each of these companies. Why? Because they want to make helmets safer, and they want to make it easier or want to prevent injuries of players. Another video I'm going to load up here. This one is a bit longer, but it just at least shows you, turn off the volume, but it shows you what kind of analysis and crash testing they are doing. It's really pretty intense what the NFL is trying to achieve. and actually what this video also talks about, you can check it out, it's on the website, is that they use technology used in car crash testing to use trend testing for these helmets. So, I mean, pretty rigorous testing for these helmets, that's for sure. Some acrobatics from the players, of course, can't miss out on that. And yeah, more communication, more talking. But yeah, this is one of the tests. As you can see, this one, and watch this. Watch this helmet gets absolutely smashed. Oof. Yeah, with some velocity. But yeah, anyway, so the helmet challenge just was completed. These are your winners. I'm not going to go through each of the companies. You can see here. So one of them got 550. A couple of them got one 450, one 500. But each of them is basically using different types of materials to for the inner layer of the helmet, and to basically absorb impact, and how they do testing. I think that's those are the two things that these companies differentiate on. It's how they do testing and what kind of materials that they are using. uh, I think both of them are 3D. Yeah, it says here 3D printed mesh. This is a 3D printed lattice carrier. I'm not going to, I don't even know the details to explain them about what goes into these inner layers. But all I can say is that the NFL is taking this very, very seriously, has been for a while. Helmet technology is super important topic to them. And yeah, this is just another instance of them making serious investments in that space. All right, that we're motoring along here, guys. Nobody wants to talk to me. Hello. Okay, is it my sneezing that's putting you off? Can't help it, guys. I got a cold. I got a slight cold. No COVID, I promise you. Well, I hope not. I think not. Anyway. Okay, next story. We go to yeah, number 2. This is also a story I like. The Oura ring. Now, we've talked a lot about this ring on this channel and other channels that we have. It's a really powerful solution that is seemingly only getting better. If, for those of you who don't know, the Oura ring is just a ring that you wear, which started as a sleep and recovery management tool, but now has become much bigger, much more important than that. Yeah, I mean, they're giving you all sorts of data about what is going on in your body. And I can tell you with Gen3, they've launched some interesting things. So they're doing, first of all, they've got more sensors in there. The ring itself is lighter. It's apparently more comfortable. I have not worn this. I cannot speak for it myself. But I do know people who've worn the Oura ring and they swear by it. Always been very happy with the product and the data that it gives you. All right, so they're starting with more sensors in a lighter, more comfortable ring, number 1. Number 2, more data points, right? So it starts with daytime heart rate. So it's measuring your heart rate with more increased level of accuracy. I think that's what basically it means. So you'll see a greater variance potentially between before or after a cup of coffee, for example, or before or after. Yeah, it says extra cup of coffee, or maybe you just have a stressful phone call, how that impacts you. That's more available. You see the sensitivity, I guess, of the heart rate monitor is increased. You get more data about your workout heart rate, into what zones you go into, your sleep staging, which is, and this is the thing with heart rate monitors and especially sleep monitors, because it's all kind of all connected with heart rate, is that it's the accuracy. And Oura seems to be one of the most accurate in the market, going by what most reviewers say, and yeah, just generally the feedback and reviews that you get from people who've tried out multiple products. And it seems like they're constantly improving that. So improving heart rate staging in different heart rate monitoring in different ways, sleep staging, more temperature sensors, blood oxygen levels. That's not mentioned here. I'll show you that in a second. So you're getting oxygen saturation, an important meter, especially during COVID times, early phases. People who were diagnosed with coronavirus, that was an important metric for them to measure. Period prediction for women on their menstrual cycles. It'll be able to predict your period, so you can know when you're likely to start and be prepared accordingly, which seems to make a lot of sense to me. I don't know how much women do this themselves, what kind of other solutions, but it sounds interesting to include this. And then, of course, there's a lot of other content. So yeah, you can see here a little snapshot: heart rate, improved sleep staging, more sensors, blood oxygen level, more video content, etc., and a smaller, more comfortable size. There is a little video which I wanted to play for you as well, in case you don't know what this product is. But Gen 3, Ura's launch date, it's set to launch in early to mid, I believe mid-November is when it's supposed to launch. Comes in standard, I think, four colors that it comes in. Ura's very bullish about this product, and the early reviews have been pretty good, it seems. The ring is super functional and achieves more. What they've also done, one point I wanted to mention, what they've also done is the Oura ring is priced at $300, right? That's what the product has been available for pretty much from day one. What they've now launched is also a $5 per month the like $5 per month subscription fee, where you can get more content from their platform. I'm not sure if there is any data that is hidden behind it. Like, for example, Fitbit, which is what I have, they provide a basic sleep score and an advanced sleep score if you take on the €10 per month subscription fee, which I tried for the first few months. I tried when they gave me like a 3-month free trial. I didn't see that much value. They gave the additional feature data points for heart rate variance during sleep, a bunch of videos and classes. I don't work out on Fitbit. I work out on other platforms. So I didn't really see the value for that €10, so I stopped paying it. So I don't know what Oura will give you, whether it's again videos, which I don't know if you want that from this place, or you're already getting your fitness videos and stuff from elsewhere. But they will give you, they might give you more data. And that was the question that I had, which I'm not sure about right now. But yeah, that is the launch of the Oura ring. Gen 3. If anybody has one, I'd be curious to know what you think. So let me know. All right. Now, my top story of the day. Now, anybody who's viewed our videos for a little bit knows I'm a motorsport fan. Formula One has been my jam for a long time. MotoGP a little bit less, but also followed for a while. So, and Formula E, we went to a race this year, really get into my motorsports. So I got this story, which I thought was a really cool one. Autonomous self-driving cars had a race. Well, not exactly a race, but I'll tell you what happened. So there were 8 teams that were invited into this challenge. Yeah, it was $1 million prize money, and you had to prove which was the fastest self-driving car. Now, why I also like the story is because the cars, as you can see, that's the winning car, the German entry, are not, let's say, a standard sedans or even like a sports car. No, these were in the form of single seat, your proper motorsport or formula cars, shall we say? Yeah. So they would be expected to be quick. Were they actually quick? Not exactly. I mean, the winning car had a speed of 130 kilometers per hour average, and 80 miles per hour. 135 miles per hour, I should say. So that's pretty quick. That's not too bad. Nowhere close to any of the formulas, but still pretty decent. Anyway, the goal of the challenge was that there were 9 teams, not 8 teams, that entered to design a car that could race. But these cars weren't racing against each other. What they had to do was time lapse around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And they did 4 trial laps, and then they had a 2-lap run. I think, yeah, these are some pictures of how it was explained. Yeah, exactly. There were 4 warm-up laps. Okay, now I think showing you this is the mistake that one of them made. But anyway, point being that there were 4 warm-up laps, and they had two time lapse, and the winner was recorded by the average speed over those two laps, right? And remember, these are self-driving cars, and it's an oval circuit, so two laps doesn't seem like a lot of effort, but it seems like there was a ah, excuse me, it seems like there were some interesting results. One of those is that four of the nine teams had crashes, which I found interesting. They actually went and whacked the barriers. In fact, the Germans who won kind of won a bit by default, because three teams who were lined up ahead of them either made a mistake or had a crash, which is a bit unfortunate. And one of the teams actually who had the best speed, I believe, they made a mistake and did only one time lap rather than two time laps. But I think that the initial expectations of speed were exceeded. Uh, Cars were supposed to come in at 100, 125 miles. Yeah, exactly. They were supposed to get four practice laps to speed up, and then two recorded, and average speed over those two laps. Head-to-head races are still a distance away. I think organizers, or in general motorsports community, feels that self-driving cars, to put them just on a road by themselves, is too risky, as was evidenced by the fact that these cars couldn't keep it on the track the whole time. Three of the cars, I believe, crashed into the side, into the hoardings. Interestingly, the German team was a favorite. The Italian team, these are the guys who, they were the fastest car in attendance, topping 150 miles, which is, yeah, that's pretty quick now. That's really clocking into like Lewis Hamilton territory. But their two-lap average was not as good. Also, there was the American entry. I saw, yeah, there was another European racing from schools, from students from different schools, Italy, Switzerland, and Poland. But they also made a mistake. Yeah, exactly. You can see top Speedway of 157 on one of the warm-up laps, but they went and hit the wall into heading into lap two, so they couldn't keep it on the track, which interesting. As a result, the German entry won. Yeah, in fact, the European entry also made it. The Euro Racing entry also made a mistake. They did only one lap instead of two. Guys, come on, guys. But yeah, here are some pictures from the event. You can see, yeah, that's one of the cars. Self-driving, man. Robots racing. This is, well, actually not robots racing. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Not having a great day. But yeah, I mean, these are some more shots of the cars. Yeah, that's, I believe, the German entry, which eventually won. Yeah, just really cool. I thought it was a really interesting challenge to see that you can see the lineup of the cars all shown together as they go out. But I thought it was a really nice story to bring it all home. Autonomous cars racing at the Indy Motor Speedway. I don't know what ad I've gotten today. But that is it. That is my top 5 stories for the day. Yeah, as always, guys, if you want to catch any of our content, you know where we are. Hello SportsTech on Instagram, TikTok. We actually launched a new video of me reviewing something, a VR play in football, a company called B Football, who based in Madrid. I had a bunch of fun putting on a VR headset and playing football with Cesar in that team. And also, I want to tell you about one other thing, which I want to quickly show you, which is our SportsTech X VC report. Yeah, if you are a fan of this channel, if you're a fan of sports tech content, this is, of course, our other property. Go check out our sports tech VC report. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but what it does is it brings you a whole bunch of data about what is happening in the business of sports technology. On this channel, we talk more about the products and who's launching what, but we take a step back and look at what's happening in North America versus what's happening in Asia versus Europe, etc. Yeah. Go sportstechx.com, Global Sports Tech VC Report, GST VCR. That's the link. To finish with, you might have seen this little guy, the robot dog who is running around um, from Boston Dynamics, and he made a appearance at Farrot Field. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That dog can move. Yeah. Also, weirdly for me, it kind of freaked me out a bit because doesn't that look exactly like the dog from Black Mirror? Has anybody seen that episode? Yeah, super dodgy. That's it. That's it up, guys. Another episode done in the can. Next week, you'll probably see Ben and me. I'm not sure how our schedules are looking, but if not, one of us will definitely be here. Till then, stay safe and see you guys soon. Ciao.